Well, hey everyone, it is John C. Morley here, serial entrepreneur. Welcome to IFYL Inspirations for Your Life. It is so great to have you here with me tonight. If you're new to IFYL, well, there's a QR code at the top right. Just use your phone, point to that QR code, and it'll direct you over to my link tree. If you have any trouble getting over there, just go to Believe, Believe, MEACHIAVE.com. You'll see some great stuff there, like John's Daily National Day video, JCM Academy TikTok, and there's lots of other great stuff. Science channel, motivational channel, coaching business channel. But I want to talk to you about something pretty cool because today, which is August 13th, 2022, it is a Saturday night. Today is National Filet Mignon Day. So you guys know I cover all these things, but I want to share this as a little extra bonus for you guys. So Filet Mignon Day, the first time the word was ever used was in 1906. I'm not sure if you knew that. Yes, 1906 was the first time filet mignon was used. And you're probably wondering, well, why did it get used? Well, it was used in a literary book. Now, that sounds pretty cool, right? The fact that this happened. So in 1906, um, there was a gentleman. And so, he was basically writing his work. His name was William Sidney Porter. He had a pen name of O. Henry, and he was deemed the first person to use the word filet mignon in the 1906 published work entitled The 4 Million. Now, let's talk about filet mignon for a moment. So, the word filet mignon basically comes from the French and it means beef tenderloin. All right. Now, what's also important to note is that the word filet means boneless beef. Mignon stands for petite, small, or dainty. Okay. And so filet mignon has been around for a very, very long time. And I just wanted to give you that excerpt. In fact, if you want to check what I did tonight, you can actually see me having a filet mignon dinner at the very well-known Smoke Rise Village Inn. You can get to see me on camera there with a little under a minute segment. I think you'll really appreciate that. And so tonight we're starting a brand new master topic. So welcome. We started on Saturday. We ended on Friday. We had a really great one last week, as you remember. And so if you're coming back and joining me again, welcome back, my friends, colleagues, and wonderful associates. It's so great to have you here. And hopefully some of the new people will become loyal, just like all of you have been. Thank you so much. Let's get into that master topic, shall we? Here we go. How and why to be responsible. Whoa, that's a mouthful. What does the word responsible mean? Let's go to Merriam Webster, shall we? All right. It's an adjective. Liable to be called on to answer. Liable to be called to account as the primary cause, motive, or agent. Being the cause or explanation. Liable to legal review or, in case of fault, to penalties. Able to answer for one's conduct and obligations. Trustworthy. Able to choose for oneself between right and wrong, marked by or involving responsibility or accountability. Politically answerable. All right. So now you at least know what the heck the word responsible means. But what I want to share with you, and I'm not going to reveal his name because the name's really not important, but there was an NFL star back in 2007. He actually pled guilty in the dog fighting case. Okay. And the thing about it is it's very interesting because this person was constantly he was getting arrested, he was putting away, and here he is, a big NFL star, if you will. But then a coach came over to him, and that coach came over as he was in prison, and he was saying, "What is it, right? What is it that is causing you to have such a messed up life, right? What is it? And I think it comes down to something very interesting. And so he said to him, "You know what? You've never grown up. You've never grown up." And so the fact that he says that you've never grown up, that is interesting. So what he was really trying to tell him is that you've been acting like a child your whole life and never decided to become an adult and never act responsibly. Now that was pretty cool. How are you there, Marcel? Thank you so much for joining us. It's great to have you here, all the way from Atlanta, Georgia. We're talking about responsibility, and this really hit a chord with me because so many people in our lives are not responsible. I don't care whether they have a dollar to the name or they have billions of dollars. So he's this NFL star, and he's always being irresponsible since he was a little kid. He never grew up. He kept getting in trouble. He kept getting arrested. All these things were happening to him. And so the coach said to him, "You know what? You've never become responsible to act like an adult. And that's why you're always getting in trouble." So the coach leaves. At that moment, I'm not going to give his name, but this main star NFL football player said, "He's right." And he decided to change his life like that in an instant. And now he became a responsible ball player, responsible father, responsible mentor. And so he understood now what it meant. And so this is why this is really important that I want to share with you is being responsible. So when you're not responsible, the blame always gets pushed down to somebody else. Maybe you did something wrong, or maybe you just can't tell the truth. You're not being responsible or accountable for your actions. So, how do you be responsible? Let's talk about that for a moment because I think that's really going to be the issue. So, the first thing is to take responsibility and to prioritize yourself. Okay. You want to stop playing that game. Yes, the blame game. I didn't do it. It was he did it. She did it. They did it. Take responsibility and accountability for your actions. I was taught this a long time ago by my parents, and actually, it was my grandfather. God rest his soul. He actually died. It was my father's father, and he died just before um, basically us being able to celebrate Thanksgiving holiday and close that day out. He died. It was like at 10, 11 o'clock at night. He died in a hospital when it was about, I was around, I think I was just in second grade. And I wasn't allowed to go see him because, my a grandparent, grandmother didn't want me to go see him. And she thought it'd be best for me. And she says the words to me. And she gives me this little Thanksgiving turkey. And he says, "Well, Grandpa gave this to you." I said, "Well, that's great." He had a chocolate cupcake. You guys both love chocolate. And I said, "Well, can I go see him now?" "No." "Why not? Is he sleeping? Can I come back tomorrow?" "Well, he kind of moved away to a farm." I said, "Well, okay. Well, when can I go? When can we go to the farm?" And I didn't get it. And then I keep asking all these questions, and finally, my grandmother came to me, and my parents came to me, put their arm on my shoulder, and said, "John, Grandpa's not with us anymore." I said, "What do you mean he's not with us anymore?" Grandpa died. He died. He died. Grandpa had cancer for a long time. He never told anybody. I don't want to be getting in a teardrum here, but I just wanted to share that with you that my grandfather said to me, when something was wrong and I had done something wrong, he says, "You know what, John?" He says, "I want to know who did it." He says, "I'm not going to be angry. I just want the person to tell the truth." And I remember one time, I don't know if I broke his lawnmower or I broke something, and I was afraid to say anything. And he said to me, she says, "I don't know who did it. I have an idea, but I just wish the person would come and just tell me the truth." And I said, "Grandpa," I said, "I broke your lawnmower, or I broke your mower, or whatever it was." He says, I said, I'm sorry. It was an accident." And I said to Grandpa, I said, "Am I going to be punished?" And he says, "No." He says, "You did the right thing. You told me. And it was an accident. But you always should tell the truth, and you always should never play the blame game." So he taught me that lesson when I was only in second grade. And I realized in second grade that I need to start being that man, being that person that is responsible and accountable for my actions. I didn't quite understand it, but I started to embrace that I needed to become that. And that instilled this characteristic of me having a high level of integrity, all because of my grandfather on my dad's side. And so I want to share that with you. So being responsible, being accountable is really important. Now, this ball player had decided that, he had all this money. He could do whatever the heck he wanted. But you see, having all this money doesn't mean that you have the right to do whatever you want. Doesn't mean that. There were two quotes that we actually started the show with today, and you might know the quote, but the one quote was by Franklin D. Roosevelt. "Great power involves great responsibility." And then there was another one. "Great minds discuss ideas. Average minds discuss events. Small minds and discuss people." Great minds discuss ideas. Average minds discuss events. Small minds discuss people. So that means if you're so worried and you're so busy about gossiping about someone or talking about someone else, you have a small mind. If you're talking just about events in your life, you're average. Nobody wants to be average, right? They want to be great. So we want to talk about new ideas. And that was by Eleanor Roosevelt. So lots of great things that are happening. And I feel that people don't always wake up, like this guy didn't wake up. And he got this wake up call so many times. But when that coach that he respected so well and being on this major NFL team said to him, "You've never grown up." And he just kind of went into this state of being frozen. The guy was only 27 years old at the time, and he was once the highest paid player in the NFL and was sentenced to 23 months in federal prison. Law enforcement officials had raided a 15-acre property owned by this person in a rural area in Virginia and discovered dozens of pit bulls, some of them neglected, along with evidence of illegal dog fighting and activities. Gambling. That July, he and three other men were charged with engaging in competitive dogfighting, obtaining and training pit bulls for fighting, carrying out the enterprise across state lines. All four men pled not guilty to the charges. However, the main person's three co-defendants later changed their pleas, I should say, to guilty, to testify that the quarterback had participated in the execution of a number of dogs and had bankrolled the gambling and operating funds for this venture known as, I'm not going to say what is, and which had reportedly been in existence for about 5 years. Animal rights organizations and activists, as well as the general public, expressed outrage against him and the barbaric details of the case. Dogs that underperformed in fights were put to death by such means as drowning, electrocution, and hanging. Now, that's terrible. He did something. Hey there, Kenny. How are you? Great to have you here. Always great to have you here. And savor the flavor of the awesomeness in you, sir, for sharing your delectable, scrumptiously, deliciously, edibly tasty, good, heartfelt thoughts with us tonight. It's always a pleasure, Kenny. So today is National Filet Mignon Night, and we were talking about what filet mignon actually means. And filet mignon actually means beef tenderloin, comes from the French. And mignon means small, petite, or dainty. Filet means beefless, a boneless meat. I had one of those tonight. It was absolutely delicious. And it started, as I was telling you guys before, which I think is really important. It started when it was first used by William Sidney Porter in 1906 in his published work, The 4 Million. So just lots of great stuff. But responsibility, getting back to that, responsibility and accountability, right? Responsibility is not about saying you did something when you don't know if you're going to get in trouble or not, or when you're sure they're definitely not going to get or have consequences taken against you. That's not what being accountable is. Being accountable is knowing that when you do something, you're going to be accountable to the nth, right? So there are many times people do things and they're not accountable, but we're talking about something that affects the lives of not just people, but dogs. So what this man did was very inhumane, and he is serving a sentence for it. To be accountable, you need to realize that you first have to build a great relationship with yourself. And when you build that great relationship with yourself, it's only then that you now can be accountable to other people. First, you got to be accountable to yourself. That's number one. If you're losing weight or if you're trying to achieve a new goal, you got to be accountable for yourself. If something's not working, don't make excuses. No, it's my fault. I ate the extra bread, or I stuffed the extra 500 Oreo cookies down. It was my fault. I was the one that wasn't logging. I was the one that was sneaking all kinds of snacks in the middle of the night. It was me. Be accountable. When you're accountable, you rise up to a whole different level. You rise up to a whole different level. But I want to go back to what Eleanor Roosevelt said. Great minds discuss ideas. Average minds discuss events. Small minds discuss people. So if your friend or the people you're hanging around with are constantly talking about other people, you know what? That's not somebody you want to be around. That's somebody that has a small mind. That's someone that doesn't have the capability of looking forward. Now, they could change, but it's not your job to get them to change. Those people are toxic. Ladies and gentlemen, this is just the start of this. National Filet Mignon. Yes. Mignon. No, it's National Filet Mignon Day. I'll give it to you. Filet Mignon Day. Mignon. And I had an amazing filet mignon. I'm actually going to pop that up because some of you guys, I can't actually respond to some of you in the chat, which is okay. That's just one of the things that they have here. So I'll just pop that up here for you guys so you can see it and see how to spell it. But it's interesting as I've been doing this for quite a while to understand that there's so many days. And I got to tell you, every day I learn something just a little bit more. Here it is. I'm going to stop it so it doesn't scroll so you can just see it right on the screen for yourself. National Filet Mignon Day. So filet is, right, boneless meat. Mignon is petite, small, or dainty. Filet mignon means towards a beef, right? Beef tenderloin. Accountability starts with you. When you could be accountable for what you've done or what you haven't done, you're able to get rid of blocks because now you know why something's not working. It's you. If you're not making the money you want to make, guess whose fault it is? It's you. Take accountability, take action. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this has been a great evening with you guys tonight. I hope you'll choose to like, love, and support my channel. Definitely tag your friends, colleagues, and associates. Please comment below. Yes, National Filet Mignon Day. It was absolutely delicious, Kenny. Not only did I have the filet mignon and I had the little bit of mashed potatoes on the plate, just a small amount, and some green beans, I then had a very interesting ice cream. It was called birthday cake. It was yellow ice cream, but it was really good. And so you're probably saying, well, how did I do this to lose weight? So my breakfast I had was some French toast sticks. For lunch, I had a piece of graham cracker, a little bit of peanut butter, and then I had my dinner. So let's take even a losing weight. I know that when I look at my body and I'm happy the way I am, I'm accountable for that. And I know that the way I am, I'm accountable for where I am right now. So when I go out there and I have one piece of bread or something, okay, I know what it is. I'm accountable. I can have one. Are you accountable for your actions and what will happen? Right? Let's say, for example, you're having a party and you have all your friends in. And, you've told them all to give you the keys just to make sure everybody's safe. But one of your best friends says, hey, you know me. I'm not. Thank you very much, Kenny. I appreciate that. I'm down to I think it's 183. And I am going down to 165. So it's a slow progress, but I got to tell you, it feels great. And I don't feel like I have to lose it all overnight. And the important part is I'm not gaining it back. I know what my calories are, and I just know how to put my body into ketosis, which is really cool. So I had a great evening. So when I talk about the fact that I know where I am, and I know that if I have X, I know that the next day I got to watch or something like that. So I know this because I know how great I feel to have basically no stomach. This is amazing. And when you use this empowerment in the positive way, it can help you. If you use it in the negative way where you blame other people, well, then you build up this wall and nobody ever wants to work with you. But it's National Filet Mignon Day, and it's also National Prosecco Day. Okay, so it's those two things today. But I have to tell you, I had a nice 8-ounce filet mignon that was cooked medium well, a little bit of color. If you guys want to check out my amazingly, scrumptiously delicious food and the review I gave, you can go to believemeachieve.com and then go ahead and watch that first video on John's National Daily Day, John's Daily National Day. I always mess up those words. Yeah, John's Daily National Day video. And so definitely check that out. So thank you so much, Kenny. That means a lot. I really appreciate that. I strive every day to become a better version of myself and help others become better versions of themselves and to just make some impact. It just makes me feel so great. And the last tip I want to lead off with today is everyone says to me, John, I'm not getting what I want tomorrow. Now, when I started this whole thing of losing weight, I didn't say, oh my gosh, it's 2 days. I didn't lose any weight. I say, you know what? Forget about it. I'm not even going to check the scale. I'm not going to do anything. And you know what happened? A few months later, I'm like, huh, I guess I'm losing weight. And other people are telling me that I'm losing weight. So realize that something may not happen on your time frame. It's divine timing, right? And so, for example, if you're meeting your significant other, whether that's a lady or that's a gentleman, and you go somewhere and you're in a coffee shop, you don't meet them, but now you're traveling, and that person comes across your path like, I'm not talking to her, I'm not talking to him, I'm not meeting a potential partner of my life or friend here in an airport. I just refuse to do it. So now you are not being open to the way things can come to you. We have to be open and receptive to the fact that things may not come in the package that we want or in the flavor that we want. And when we realize one thing, if we don't get what we want now, we may get it in the future, or we may get something, or we're going to get something even better than that. That's the magic, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So I do have to run. It has been an amazing night. Again, remember to tag your friends, colleagues, and associates. Go out to my YouTube channel, John Space E Space MORLAY Space Serial Entrepreneur, and look for the key phrase, help keep our content free. And make the choice, ladies and gentlemen, to buy my team and I a savory slice of watermelon, a refreshing vanilla and chocolate soft cone, or a nice icy cool drink on these hot summer days. Either way, we'll be very grateful with those pennies and dollars. We'll invest them into new hardware, new technology, new equipment, new software, and even new facilities and staff to give you the most jaw-dropping motivational content. I invite you to please check out all my great content on BelieveMeAchieve.com so you can become a better version of yourself, and you're helping me become a better version of myself by being able to give this out to you. So have yourself a great night. You know I'm going to be back, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow with even more content. This is just day one, but the whole week is how and why to be responsible. And we're going to talk about different caveats. Tonight, we talked about that national football player and how he was sentenced to 23 years of prison for doing something that wasn't really ethical, all because they saw the money. I didn't realize the consequences. I always said this to you, ladies and gentlemen, you have the right to get ahead and become successful, so long as you don't step on, harm, hurt, defame, or blackmail another person or creature or animal. I hope you guys have a great rest of your night, and I will be back, yes, tomorrow, everyone. Take care, and I will see you tomorrow night with episode 2. Good night, everyone. Bye-bye.